All right, welcome basketball fans to the HoopsTracker podcast, the go-to podcast for Colorado basketball. We are kicking off week 8. This is the first week of games. Man, we are excited and we have a lot to get through. Remember, we have interviews, we review games. We'll cover this week's games, rankings, weekly standouts. Be on the lookout. We have a ton of interviews on the site. Check them out. Get to know your players. Who are the big time players to watch this year? All right. Latest news. Bri commits to Texas. We know it's only a week old, but after 1 week, people still can't believe that she is leaving the state of Colorado to go play at Texas. And as we saw this weekend, Vic Schaefer, they rolled on UCLA, number 3 in the country, and they rolled on South Carolina. She is going into a really good situation at Texas. Big news, Madison Bethel, Northfield, is going to Hardwood next club season. Not only is Madison going to Hardwood, but London and Paris Taylor are also going to Hardwood. This is huge. We'll see how everything goes. We got to check out some preseason scrimmages, bounced down to Arapahoe, saw Stanley Lake, Broomfield, Arapahoe, and D'Evelyn. All of these teams are looking good and prime. Of course, it's early. Of course, everybody's trying to fit things in and work out some of those kinks, but teams look good. We also bounced over to Chaparral to watch Highlands Ranch, Riverdale Ridge, Ralston Valley, and Shap. And so that was interesting. Riverdale Ridge, no Bri, no Chloe Parker. Very surprised, but it's okay. It's Thanksgiving week. Everybody was on vacation, just taking some breaks, but we are kicking off the season, and all I have to say, this season is going to be phenomenal. Last season, we saw the rebounding record shattered by Sienna Betts from both boys and girls. This year, we are going to see the all-time Colorado scoring record most likely get broken by Bri Crittendon. She is currently at 2,333, number 4 on the scoring list. Now, we have a question mark next to Tracy Hill because back in the day, they only played 3 years of high school basketball, not 4, and her numbers don't add up. So I don't know how she's officially the number 1 scoring, but that's the target. And we predict Bri will probably break this sometime in January, but we're going to see. We'll see how she does this fall. Number 2 on that list, Abby Weiner, one of the few Colorado Gatorade players of the year. You got Bailey Purdy, one of the top players ever to come out of, I think it was Deer Trail, 1A Player of the Year 4 years in a row, and her sister was 2 years before that. So Bri Crittendon just passed this last season, Michaela Onyenwere, who's playing in the WNBA. So we'll see how this goes, but we're going to be watching this and just take note. All right, interviews. We had some great interviews we've posted. Sandy Sundime, one of the top referees in the state of Colorado, sat down with us last week. We talked about the new rules. There's some really good new rules. Watch that video. Players, parents, and coaches, watch that video because you're going to actually see what those new rules are and how they're going to affect our game this year. Great interviews. Juliet Slater, Raya Matush, Mairead Hardy, Madison Bethel is coming up. Miley Stearns is coming up. We've got some others that we've got queued up. So be on the lookout for those. All right. We are diving in. We are taking a look here at the first week of games. We picked out what we thought would be some of the better games to kick off our season, December 1st, Denver East at Legend, 2 top 10 matchups out of the block. Valor at Rock Canyon under new head coach. We're going to see how they fare, but huge battle going to come up on Monday night. You've got Miley Stearns and that whole JV crew with some players who got varsity experience all moving up, and they're playing against Denver East. Now, rumor has it Denver East has a has an out-of-state kid that's about 6'4", but she's only a sophomore, maybe a junior, we've heard. So it's going to be really interesting because there's some other matchups coming up later in the week. So now December 2nd, the Horizon tournament. Now there's quite a bit going on. There's some great teams in this Horizon tournament. You got Fort Collins under new coach coming down to test things out. Skyview, Horizon, Northfield. You got Shap, and you have Monarch. All great matchups, all quality teams. Oh, and Ralston Valley in that tournament. We plan to be there. We will be there on Tuesday night. Can't wait to see how that goes. And then December 2nd, Timnath, which is our number one preseason pick, is going to go play at Kent Denver against Austin Duncan. This is going to be a great matchup. This is going to be a good test. His coach Ann Struthers got Kent Denver where they're at. And what about Timnath? Well, they've got a whole lot of kids coming back, and that's one of the reasons why we rank them number one. Now, on December 3rd, top-ranked Cherokee Trail comes up north to Legacy. Legacy under a new coach, graduated Liv Mortensen. Going to be really curious to see how this looks. Northfield is going to play at Mountain Vista. Now, Northfield's playing on Tuesday night, Wednesday, Thursday. They're playing like 3 or 4 games in a row. We'll see how all that works out. Rock Canyon at Broomfield. We're calling this the Battle of the Families. Why? Because the new Rock Canyon coach is Mike Kroll's son-in-law. He married, I believe, Katie Kroll, Mike's daughter. This is going to be a good matchup just because it's for bragging rights in the family. We're going to see if the new Rock Canyon coach has what it takes and go in and steal one from his father-in-law. Now, Broomfield, top team. You know, they're one of the top 4 teams in the HoopsTracker rankings. Paige and Reese Gilpatrick, Espring at point guard. And this is a very senior-heavy team. We're excited to see how this game plays out. Another huge game. Classical Academy at St. Mary's for a big A matchup. Riverdale Ridge kicks the season off on Thursday night. Riverdale at Fossil Ridge in the Fort Collins tournament. This is going to be a great game, mainly because Fossil Ridge is looking really good in the north, one of the top teams up north in 6A. So we're going to see where they stack up against number 1 Riverdale Ridge. On Friday, December 5th, Broomfield at Denver East, top 10 matchup. This is going to be a huge game. Now, as we said earlier in the broadcast, Denver East picks up a big 4'6" suburban kid. She's coming to play. We're going to see where that stacks on Monday night. Broomfield, obviously, the Gilpatrick sisters, we're going to see where they stand. This is going to be a great game. Also on Friday night, Columbine at Fossil Ridge in that Fort Collins tournament. That's going to be huge. And another big 3A matchup, Windsor Charter at DSST Cedar. We'll see how that goes. And then Saturday, Fossil Ridge, man, they've got it loaded. They are preparing Riverdale Ridge. Then they play Columbine on Friday. Then they're going to go play Highlands Ranch on Saturday. We're going to see how that all turns out. Looking forward to seeing that. All right, preseason rankings. We've already posted our rankings, and we've had quite a few texts back and forth. Just to set the record straight, we do not use AI to rank these teams. I'll be curious. I'll run a test to see what that looks like. We actually go through, we look at who's returning. We've broken down every team in the state, no problem in showing our spreadsheets. But Riverdale Ridge 1, Cherokee Trail 2, Broomfield 3, Highlands Ranch 4, Valor at 5. And I think all of these teams easily could be 1 through 5, and it could switch up. But everybody that we have talked to says Riverdale Ridge is the team to beat this year. So we're going to see. Legend at 6, Arapahoe 7, Northfield 8, Ralston Valley, and then Fossil Ridge and Monarch rounding out the top 10. It was a little bit of a tie, so we threw them both in. Now, at 5A, people are wondering, how did Stanley Lake get at number 10? Well, I'll tell you how they got at number 10. They got at number 10 because their top player, who averages over 16 points a game, is out probably for the whole season. You have a new coach, Enoch Miller, great coach, but still a new team and a very young team. Now, he's got a couple other players up his sleeve. JoJo Martin, Sydney's little sister, and he's got his own daughter, Chloe Miller, who those two already have D1 scholarships, but I can tell you playing in high school is very different than club, and people are going to be gunning for them, and they're going to have to earn their spot. Hey, props to Coach Enoch for taking this position, but he's got a loaded team. Eventually, this team will be a top team, but let's see. As we go back, Green Mountain number 1, they return everybody. They're loaded. We saw them at some of the fall scrimmages, and they look good. They look primed. Why did we put Lutheran at number 2? They have a new coach. There has been a little bit of player movement, but not enough to affect that we think this team actually has what it takes. We'll see if Coach Robbie can put it all together. But when you're under a new coach, there's some adjustments, but this team is loaded. Now, a team that's really loaded is Windsor. Why aren't they higher? Well, they lost 2 big-time players, but they reload. We already know who they have. They got Nola Greenwald. They got Gracie Worsley. They got Gabby Gates. You got Peyton Domes. You've got a team that's loaded with varsity experience. We're pretty sure they're going to move up, but we'll see. Meet at 4, Palmer Ridge at 5. Palmer Ridge actually returns almost everybody on their roster, and I believe they return like 48 points per game. It's crazy, but we think this Palmer Ridge team looks good. We saw them at the end of last year, and we saw them this summer, and they look pretty good. I think that 5 is a legitimate 5. You got George Washington at 6. You got Roosevelt with Kyla Hollier. Now, on this Roosevelt team, they've lost a lot of talent over the last 2 years since their last championship season. But Kyla Hollier is the real deal. They've got some really good players. We're going to see how that comes up. Mullen at number 8. Why is Mullen at number 8? Well, very interestingly, they graduate Tatum Jones. One of their top point guards tore her ACL this summer and is going to be out for most of the year. Mullen might be able to get her back, but we'll see. But can Mackenzie Jones, last year's 5A Player of the Year, carry this team and defend her state title? We'll see. Never rule him out. I love Mullen. I love Coach Tanya Jones, but I think there's gonna be some interesting things here. And then Thompson Valley. Thompson Valley is looking good. They return a lot of folks, and we already talked about Stanley Lake. Let's jump over to 4A, because in 4A, Timnath, like I said, they return everybody, and this group started out as a varsity team when they were younger, so they've just all grown together. This team is loaded, and we can't wait to see that. TCA, number 2, Eaton 3. D'Evelyn looked really good at the fall scrimmages, but you got to remember, at 4A, if you've got 1, maybe 2 legitimate players, you're a contender. Berthoud looks really good. They return Avery Pohl and Cass, and then Holy Family. Now, again, we expect these rankings to change, but these are preseason rankings, and that's why we play the game. Manitou Springs, Alamosa, DSS Montview, and Colorado Academy all in our top 10. And then for 3A, wow, Colorado Springs Christian. We have them, defending state champions. They definitely have key players coming back behind Coach Mark Engesser. This team looks good, but I can tell you, this Salida team, they look really good. Behind Braylon Johnson and Tass, these guys played extremely well this summer. We saw them at the CU team camp, and they blew it up. They played extremely well. Ray, St. Mary's, I expect St. Mary's to do really well. Meeker, Centauri, La Junta, and even Windsor Charter. It's been a great, great week. We cannot wait to kick off things tomorrow, December 1st. Remember, HoopsTracker is your source for Colorado basketball. We have interviews, rankings, top player performance, and we can't wait to see you guys in the gym. We'll catch up with you then.